Today, make welcome Mr. Brian to the show.
Hello.
You're welcome.
Good morning.
It's good to have you.
Thanks for having me.
Wow, you're looking so simple. Guys always have, it's women that take their time.
Oh,
But you always dress nice.
thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Now the big question, Mr. Brian. Why did you attempt this Guinness record-breaking stuff?
So, truthfully speaking, I attempted it for a lot of reasons. I can't really... Okay, so let me just pinpoint the different reasons. So, first of all, I'm a food content creator, so I wanted to promote like Abuja food businesses. I also was trying to kind of put Abuja on the map because I was almost speaking to my friend recently who streamed the whole quest from London and everything, and she was telling me how when people talk about Nigeria, they only mention Lagos and people barely ever talk about Abuja. So I was trying to show that, okay, Abuja has things as well. Abuja has places to go to. Abuja has food to try out, different delicacies, both indigenous to like us in the northern part of Nigeria and, things like that. And also, it's a way for me to kind of show my craft of what I do and everything. There are other reasons, but these are like the major reasons I think driving for motivator for me to embark on the quest.
I'm sure some of you have a question. Why? Because the why cannot stop coming why. Mr. Brian attempted the Guinness record-breaking stuff. Now, in Nigeria, this thing has been abused. Guinness breaking, people are doing all kind of things, Guinness. Now, you attempted this record. Now, I have a question. I'm sure some people do. You're in Abuja. Abuja is like the north.
Yeah.
Now, in your attempt, I noticed most of the food you were trying to do was more Englishman food. Burger, shawarma, bread. This is the north, boy. What happened to our local food like kunu, furali nono? Why didn't we see that on your attempt?
So there are actually a lot of reasons for this.
Yes.
Mind you, I was visiting 120 spots in 24 hours, so there was a very strong time constraint. The hack my team used basically was the smaller the kind of food, the better for us because it's faster to consume. And we also made the active effort to also try and promote some Nigerian food. So at some spots, we're eating things like moi moi and some Nigerian delicacies. And it's also not fully on me because most of the fast food restaurants we visited didn't have masa. So the masa spots that I would have liked to visit were not, they are mostly roadside spots and everything, which are not recognized by Guinness World Record. So it was harder to go to those spots to try out their masa, and not even just masa. I would have loved to try out suya, but the same constraint, how do I put it, on a larger scale. Because if you check a lot of all these suya spots, bole spots on the road, they classify as fast food. I should have visited them. But unfortunately, because of the fact that most of them were not registered and because of they were not also on Google Maps, it was harder to do so. So I'd have loved to even try a lot of other more tribal foods and everything, but there was a limitation to it. That I tried to have some indigenous food like moi moi. I remember having moi moi. I remember having this thing. I think amala and just some. There were a lot of spots. My memory is a kind of.
I'm going to correct that because moi moi is not an indigenous food.
So Nigeria is not.
No, it's not. We're talking about Abuja.
Okay, Abuja.
Because you're trying to make. You want to be a voice for Abuja. You need to streamline it to Abuja, not Nigeria. Now amala. We're not in Lagos. This is Abuja. We want to see you do something different. We want to see you go. Where are they, milking this furali nono in the calabash? Let them do, with a stick. Yeah. We want to see that. We want to see people coming to Africa, coming to Abuja because of the furali nono, the masa, the kunu. These are local things, not moi moi, not amala.
I agree with you.
Amala should stay in Lagos.
I agree.
So what are you going to do differently? Even if you've done the attempt, to make sure that you're actually speaking the voice of the people in Abuja.
So actually, I'm currently working on a new content series where I collaborate with street food vendors, not even fast food or not even normal restaurants, street food vendors, to kind of show the processes involved in what they do, from the production to what they sell, to them actually selling to customers, and just kind of getting their opinion on how businesses and just understanding the general aspect of the whole business that they do. So funny you should talk about masa because I'm currently the first person I'm going to be working on. I've told the person already. She sells masa somewhere in Ted Avenue, Gwarinpa. So my plan is to go through the masa process, taste the masa, and everything, and also kind of talk to her about what it takes, what is involved in running a massive business in Abuja. So that's something that, like, it's something that I want to obviously do because it's part of my mantra of like promoting.
You're talking about different things,
Okay.
Mr. Brian. You're talking about business promotion. We're talking about local food. Now, want to, like if you go to the east, you're talking about bushmeat, palm wine. You see, promoting a business
It's different from food.
It is different from promoting the cultural food. If I have to leave, say Lagos, I don't want to come to Abuja and eat amala or moi moi. I don't want to leave New York to Abuja to eat moi moi. I can eat it right there in New York. I want to come to Abuja to eat local food from the local woman. Not the business. I know you're talking about business. We're going to come to business because I know you are a businessman. We're going to come to that. Now, talking about the local food, we want to see where the cow is being milked. How they do, this local. Yes. Then you eating you understand? They have kulikuli. Is it kulikuli? Made from groundnut. These are northern food. And they make out vegetable oil from it. These are things we want to see. People eating kulikuli. What can you do from kulikuli? That kulikuli is what they use to make the delicacy, what's it called? This dry meat.
Kilishi.
Yes, these are things we want to see. Not moi moi. So you understand, these are things we want to see. Now, because of you now, someone is coming all the way just to eat. So we should have like 1,000 people selling this thing and where? So people are knowing, I know how to eat this thing. You can't tell people. You understand? These are things we want to, not the business. So how are you going to do this? I'm
going to be very honest with you.
Yeah.
Like as you said before, my idea mostly was trying to focus on small businesses, but what you just said actually gave me a lot of retrospection and kind of an insight into what I should be doing, as you mentioned, and everything. Because you're right, some people might, when they're traveling to when you're traveling abroad, for instance, a lot of people pack kilishi, but no one really knows the processes involved in making kilishi. And in Abuja here, I actually know a place where they make the kilishi and everything, so it won't be hard to go there too. So it's something to obviously think about, and it's something that I actively want to, I think I'm actually going to look into now.
Now we're going to talk about the business. Okay. We'll be right back.
Catch up on our weekly programs on the Kaine Kranda Show, from pillow talk to talk shows and kitchen sessions. The streets are not left out, as we also engage via our street hangouts and student dialogue. Entertainment at its peak with music star and sports review with a host of other exciting programs. Tune into our YouTube channel and other social media channels at the Kaine Kranda Show to stay engaged all day long.
With me is Mr. Brian, and we were trying to know why he made a choice to choose Abuja and why. That's all the whys we're trying to know. Now, talking about business.
Okay.
You look like a golden spoon-fed child. Have you ever gone through challenges? Are you a businessman? Tell us your story if you have one. Okay,
so I'm not going to pretend like I had a hard life growing up. I always had food to eat, which is a lot to say in this country, Nigeria and everything. But I've been a hustler since day one. So the first business I actually did was when I was in, I think, primary 1 or primary 2, where I sold handmade Christmas decorations to neighbors and everything for, I think it was 20 naira then or so. So from then, when I was in SS1 or so, I sold cookies. So after that, I had a cafe in my SS3. After that, in uni, I sold accessories. So I've been doing this for a while. I also sold Friday Arm in uni too. So there are a lot of businesses I've done over time because I've always been one to be some sort of I've always cherished like a certain amount of independence from financial independence per se, and also the fact that just doing something, being busy and everything also kind of helps you to, I don't know how to explain it, but when you have something to look forward to, it kind of makes life more
living.
Once you have something to do instead of just sitting down and collecting an allowance or something. So it also allows you to always be thinking, to meet people and a lot of things like that. So I've always been into business. It's something that also gives me a lot of joy, just thinking about new ideas, executing it, seeing what you thought about being executed. It always makes me excited. So business is something that I think is at this point, I think it's part of me and everything. It's something I enjoy doing.
Now you have a business. What happened? Why did you shut down your business?
So it was, the Nigerian economy. I used to run a storefront cafe in this thing just by 2024. I think maybe last year. Yeah, last year. And during the first time they increased the whole fuel prices from what it was before to the current like rate and everything, I noticed that there was a reduction in like the amount of people ordering. Delivery prices had tripled. People who were even ordering were not ordering as much as before because they were spending a lot of money on delivery. So just looking at that, and already the inflation, the food inflation, the fact that the fuel thing also affected employees who were coming far and everything, it just didn't seem like worth it again to me for the meantime. Obviously, it's something that is still there. I still have my equipment, I still have the name and everything, which is hopefully I open it and everything sometime in the future. And also, that is why I have a very soft spot for food businesses, because I had like at a point in my life too, I used to beg food content creators to to try my food and everything. I used to reach out to them a lot. So I have a very soft spot for small food businesses because I understand the hustle. Like I understand the pain of not seeing any order in a day or not seeing any order in 2 days or so, and wondering how you're going to pay salary. So it really makes me sympathetic to the whole, the online food, the small food businesses.
So now that you're going out to meet business owners, what 3 tips are you giving to them to do things differently from your own experience? So
from my own experience, first of all, customer service is something very important. So in terms of, there are some restaurants in Abuja, there are some restaurants I go to generally just because I know that if I go there, first of all, I'll be treated nicely and the wait time is very short. I'm not going to lie, when I ran a business, our wait time was always longer than it had to be because first of all, dispatch riders and third party, our dispatch riders were like third party agents, so it kind of made us later here, it made it longer than it had to be. So I would tell them to focus on time delivery. Most likely they are delivering food to people. I'll tell them to focus on this thing, maybe prioritize buying in bulk than buying, it's more expensive but than buying in smaller quantities because you tend to get more value
for money.
Yeah, and also choose your niche or choose the market you want to sell to and focus on it. You could choose to make your products cheaper and focus on selling more, which is economies of scale, or you could choose to sell at a premium at a high price or something, and what do you call it, few people will buy, but you still end up breaking even. Whatever you think works for you, but don't overprice yourself out of the market too, because Nigerians, we have very low purchasing power, so that's also a factor you should consider when putting your prices on.
Do you see more restaurants coming up in Abuja, or you think it's going to be a bad day?
No, I see a lot of restaurants opening up, and one thing I like is that you hardly see anyone opening with the exact same idea. Like there's some sort of innovation with every new one opening. Some people are focusing more on health foods, like selling healthy foods. Some people are focusing on themes, themed restaurants. So obviously there's the typical spot selling burger and shawarma, but one thing about food is very wide or something. Like the new spot can open today and you try them once and the taste of the food alone differentiates them from all the others in Abuja. So I think, food businesses that's the beauty of capitalism, because businesses should open and compete. And, as like me, if you can't handle the competition, you close down and go
Lastly, home. I know let's end up with a good note. Now, most people, do you have, when you're in business or you're in business, do you have more female coming to you? Because most women want to come to your food place because of you. Do you think you are also a selling point? Yeah. I'm
not going to.
Yeah, because I read one of your comments. Somebody is already proposing to you. So.
It's a factor. Like it's a factor. It's also it's a very uncomfortable question. I'm not going to that, but
no, it's true.
It's a factor. It's flattering, obviously, and I once in a while I see some of those comments and I smile at it because it's very flattering and it's a factor of the whole thing.
You need to capitalize on it. You need to use it. You need to make
even outside when I go out, more people, like 90% of people who come to take pictures with me are like women and everything, in terms of, because guys too, even though guys see and they like your content or whatever, they won't leave comments like that as much as women, and they won't also approach you to.
No, so many times I'm attracted to you thinking that that you're a Gabriel, you understand?
No, not in terms of that, but I'm talking about the typical guys.
Okay, like a straight guy, okay.
Won't like come and meet you that, bro, can I take
okay,
it? It's very unlikely. It's not impossible, obviously, there's some, but it's way less likely compared to a woman coming to meet you. So yeah, I tend to get more like women, like yeah.
Okay, so guys, you have it. I hope you had something to learn from. And then this is Mr. Brian, and we had to know, at least today we've got to know the reason behind his business ideas and why he chose Abuja, because he lives in Abuja. And of course, obviously, it's going to make Abuja known for its food and for the local delicacy. And of course, if you're a woman and you like Brian's food, please, his handsomeness also adds to the spices of the food. So we welcome you. Till come your way again.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me. I really had fun.
Thank you, Mr. Brian. Thank you, guys. Bye for now.
It's time to talk.